had a dream. You guys were in it.
Oh,
You don't want me to tell them the dream?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it wasn't a dream. It was a nightmare.
Is that because I was in it?
No. Just go
No.
on.
But I was stressed. I was like so scared my entire nightmare. I'll just tell you the part about you. For whatever reason, Jonathan, I don't know why, you were in jail.
And that tracks.
You couldn't make bond, so you had been in jail for like a couple of months, and like Ashley was telling us
What
about.
did I do? What did I do that I couldn't make bond? That's some like dangerous stuff.
And then Ashley was
Just
just
because you were
explaining like the journey of like trying to get you out, and like he was trying to get you out on Friday.
Why you put the brown guy in jail?
Oh man. not the
Probably why I couldn't get you out.
Oh, from Trump's America.
Oh man, I don't know.
Welcome to the DANK Pod. Join us on our chaotic adventure of what it means to be Disney adults. Like, follow, comment, and share wherever you listen. Send any questions or feedback to us at thedankpod@gmail.com. This week, we're talking Disney urban legends. Let's get dank.
Pop quiz, motherfuckers. What are our 3 guideposts?
Don't yuck someone's young.
Good one, Natalie. I like that one. That's my actual favorite.
Have fun.
Have fun. I love it. Ashley,
I don't remember the last
come
one.
on, Ashley, get in there.
Be real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, like be authentic.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. How can you like every time? It's like we haven't done this 3 times in a week. Come on now, get it together, baby. Does anyone know why we're gathered here this evening?
That I definitely don't know.
I do.
Natalie,
God.
give it to me.
Disney urban legend.
Oh.
Urban legends. That's French for legends. Do we know? Do we have to define what an urban legend is?
Ooh.
Yes.
Babe.
Mixing fact with fiction.
You know.
It can be. It can like it can stem from something loosely guarded or loosely grounded in for like a factual foundation.
A factual foundation.
But then it grows on to like develop some sort of almost like not a conspiracy theory, but like some sort of like it grows into like a tall tale.
Okay.
Who wants to fire it off? Do we know any?
I know like
one.
oh, is it the Space Mountain one?
Ooh, no, you can have that one. I guess I know two.
Give me one, Natalie.
That people put the ashes of their people in the haunted mansion.
That's gross.
Why would somebody do that?
They have a code for that. What's the code? This might be an urban legend part of it.
2319?
What's the code?
HEPA cleanup.
HEPA
Ew.
cleanup. People try to spread ashes there all the time.
Disney does not allow this, and they will remove the ashes immediately. Imagine it's just like a dirt devil.
Yeah, there goes your family member, and you're gonna get banned. You're gonna kick out of the park right away. Now give me an urban legend, one that.
There's one. What about Disney being frozen?
That's an urban legend.
I thought it was just his head.
That's
Walt Disney. Okay, so Walt Disney's body is
His body is
just
just his head.
cryogenic.
Yeah.
Is it just his head or what? This is an urban legend
I
for
thought it was
sure.
his head.
Good one, Natalie.
That
Tell me
gives me Mars vibes. Remember they had the heads and the little orbs.
Oh my-
The
yeah.
movie,
Mars
the
Attacks.
movie?
Mars
Mars
Attack.
Attacks.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, good. Yeah. I mean, how do you think that would work?
I mean, they have to keep your brain alive, right?
Well, no, it's frozen.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Have you
frozen
ever-
alive.
You ever frozen anything and then if you don't freeze it right, thaw it out? Like you ever try to freeze like blueberries or strawberries? They just go to mush.
Yeah.
How do you think brains would freeze?
So I wonder what kind of texture brains like.
That's an interesting thought. After
I thought it was like Jell-O.
wildly interesting that you like just thinking about that.
Well,
So I
because
think
you're
It's a valid
talking about
concern.
frozen fruit and it gets mushy.
so. The brain
seems
might
like
actually freeze well enough because there's like some fluid in there, but it's a thin layer of fluid. So the way to freeze like strawberries or like any kind of berry is to like put it on a cookie sheet and then rinse it with water and then put it in the freezer like that. So they freeze
Oh.
individually first, and then you can combine them. So maybe like the
Like
fluid
dip
in the
your
brain.
brain.
Well, it's already in like some sort of fluid, right? But it's not a very thick layer of fluid. It's not like a pool of fluid. So I'm like sloshing around and I'm getting dizzy. But it's got to be in
man.
something, right?
So FloridaSpineandInjury.com says the brain has a softer texture that feels more like tofu or butter.
Ah, okay.
Very
Okay.
interesting. Next time
Like
you're
soft butter or cold butter?
Well, no,
Okay, you know what? We
Like
could get it
melted,
from
like
like
popcorn?
Room
tofu.
temperature butter.
Room temperature butter. Okay.
Yeah, because
Well,
it's like
tofu-
tofu, right?
Tofu's like a little patty. Like it's a little. It's got some density to it. I can see the
Yeah.
tofu thing. Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
next time you're like poking around in the butter dish at Thanksgiving, be like,
Yeah.
this is impressing brains.
The average adult human brain weighs about 3 pounds.
I feel like we learned that in what's that movie, Tommy McGuire, or whatever it is. Show Me the Money. I can't think of that name.
Is that a Tom Cruise movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Okay.
it's like
Before my generation.
yeah.
Oh,
It says it's super squishy,
So
easily deformed.
so Natalie, in your version of the urban legend for freezing the Walt, the big cheese, is it just his head or is it his whole body?
his whole body.
Whole body? His whole body there? And then Ashley heard like head only?
I mean, the whole body makes more sense.
Well, here's what makes it really unique. So, like, what did he do? He spent his life making animatronics, trying to resurrect people like Abraham Lincoln, bring them back to life. So maybe it's something he gave thought to. Like, you can freeze me up, and then once you make a cool enough animatronic, bring my ass back.
Isn't there like a whole fight going on about that right now?
About what?
About Walt being an animatronic?
Yeah, his family was like, I don't
They
think
don't want
it's
him
cool.
to be?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were like, I don't think he would want to be. And then they were like, he made all these other dead people into animatronics. So why is it not?
Oh, right. Why would stop? You know, shut the fuck up. You don't even know Walt.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. Like they're like you didn't even meet Walt. Like maybe his daughter, I'm sure, had to meet him. But like for them to be like arguing over like whether or not it's a good idea or not, it's like, come on, man. You think that Abraham Lincoln said some of the stuff that he says at the Hall of Presidents, or that's
Right.
the most accurate representation you could have of him? Probably not. But Walt okayed it. He authorized it. He gave it the green light.
You know, adding to that, because as we're chatting, I'm also like, and one of the versions of this urban legend is the fact that guess where his body is in this particular one that I just read, which again is
Where?
his body. He's frozen.
Where
But
it
there's-
is?
Yeah, in this particular urban legend. Double look it up.
The Matterhorn?
Under Pirates of the Caribbean.
Which one? Disneyland or Disney World?
It doesn't
That's
specify.
where they say that his body is? You know he was cremated, right?
It's an
That's what they want you to think.
Bay. It's an urban legend. I like how she was like, let me fight this with facts. No, it's an urban legend. My goodness. Bay, what urban legends did you have?
Have you heard of a real body being in the haunted mansion? Like a skeleton?
Interesting.
Like a part of the decoration, but they're passing it off.
Right. But what the real true story is there used to be a real human skeleton once used in the Pirates of the Caribbean in Disneyland. And they replaced it with replica.
That reminds me of an episode of 911, but that's fine. That's also ABC, aka Disney School.
No, I've heard of like the real bones being used initially in Pirates. I think some of the urban legend around that is like they survive. Like they're there still. Although I don't know that that's legal.
The bones?
Yeah. He's like, you can't trade in anything. You can't trade
Or
in
you
like
can.
human remains. Like you can't even you can't
Like you're not
open
supposed to be able to buy real human remains.
correct. You can't sell the services without like specific licensing. So like you
It's
can't-
time to use Bitcoin. Everybody knows.
there was at first I was like I could take the remains of somebody and mix them into resin and make a charm out of it instead of like
Yeah,
an urn.
people make amulet.
Exactly. But
Amulets, bracelets.
you can't advertise it like that. You got to say like, "Hey, your pet's ashes,"
Oh.
and then
I
you just be
didn't
like, "Yeah,
know
this is Fido," but like, yeah, exactly, air quotes. And all of a sudden, Auntie shows up in a bag. You don't know. Interesting. So the body at where was the body at?
So they said that a real body was used in Haunted Mansion, but the real, like the true side of the legend is that it's Pirates of the Caribbean and Disneyland, California.
I've heard of like the haunted people, like cast members having to say, you know, good morning or good night to spirits inside of the haunted mansion in order to ensure like safe ride operation the next day or throughout the day. Like,
I've heard there's the ghost of a construction worker named George haunts the Pirates of the Caribbean ride in Disney World. They'll say
Nice.
good morning, George, and good night, George.
Yeah.
To keep
I mean,
him
that's
from
polite
disrupting the
behavior.
ride.
I forget where have you heard of the one-way rider?
No, what is that? I'm scared.
So like there are reports that people would, and I forget what ride it's on, but it's like you get into a car and sit down, and then there's a young man, like a redheaded man, sitting next to you, and they go through the whole ride, and it gets time to get off, and they're not there anymore, and that's why they call him like the one-way rider.
Oh
And,
my god.
Terrifying.
yeah, and there are just accounts where like they'll just be like, yeah, well, you were seated with the one-way guy, and they'll go back to like footage, and they'll be like, yeah, there's somebody in the cart with them.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Now that is terrifying.
Wild.
Oh my god.
It's and I don't know what ride it was on or what park it's at, but it's either at, of course, Disneyland or Disney World, but it's a coaster or a train vehicle of some kind.
Well,
Going
that's
back-
Space Mountain.
I thought-
He sits next to you in Disneyland, not in Disney World.
okay.
Because in Disney World, you're one behind the other. In Disneyland, you actually can sit with somebody
Oh,
side by
very
side.
interesting. I have one haunted mansion urban legend.
Ooh, what is it?
Yeah, this is good. So at each of the haunted mansions at Disneyland and Disney World is like an antique hearse in the queue. And from what I understand, the one at Disney World was never in use for its intended use, but the one at Disneyland was actually used in funerals. And they say, this is the urban legend part, this is the deep shit here, that it was the hearse used for Brigham Young,
Cool.
the second leader of the Mormon Church.
Oh.
And it was purchased in Utah, and it was said to have been used in that way. They can't prove otherwise, and they can't confirm, except that the Mormon Church has stated that Brigham Young did not use a hearse at his funeral. So, urban legend it is, because it can't be proved or disproven. But in case you're over there, you see the urban legend of Brigham Young, his final ride to glory.
Interesting.
Have you heard of any urban legends, actually?
No, you guys covered most of them.
Yeah. What about people say that sometimes they see like Walt peeking out from like a castle?
Imagine.
Yeah.
Or what about, does it count, like, remember when they would say that if you're like around the Toy Story peach, and you're like, and you scream out Andy, that everybody hits the floor? The lies.
So less of an urban legend, more of a sunset thing that they used to do.
Interesting.
It just got too, like, everyone would show up and be like, Andy's coming, and it's no longer fun.
Right, no
And
respect.
like spend most of the day on your back. There are other jobs that you can do that, make plenty of good money that
I was
way.
going to say get paid better.
But yeah, like if you go to Universal, you can say things like, when you go to ride Hogwarts Express, but you're in the London side, if you're like, hey, is this how do you get to platform 9 3/4? And they'll just look at you and play the role like, think you're being funny, do you? That kind of thing. They'll stay in their role there. So like that, like those kinds of like treats on how people interact are only fun if you let them survive without abusing them.
Right, exactly. This is why we can't have nice things.
It is, honestly, that's why we can't have nice things. Is the moment everybody catches on, we get shit all over them.
Why would someone be inclined to want their ashes in a Disney World park?
It's a people's happy place. You know,
That's
people like
the happiest place on earth. Yes, we want to be there forever and ever.
But they're not going to be there forever. There's water filtration systems.
No, I love.
Disney
She got
World
so
is-
technical.
Yeah,
Disney World is one of the cleanest places I've ever been, with the exception of the bathroom. I mean, you could be
Now,
dropped in the
do we
bathroom.
need to get the petri dishes? They're making noises. We haven't done it. They're going
No.
ting, ting, ting.
Did we tell you about this?
They're
Remind me to
making
send you the video.
noises?
No.
They're clicking.
Remind
Yeah,
me to send you the
they're-
videos.
Things are crawling around in
He
there.
told me I was
We
crazy.
grew a whole new creature. You think they're the cleanest place ever? Disney's not the cleanest place. It hasn't been the cleanest place, and I feel like I wouldn't necessarily. I would. There's more discreet ways to do things. Like, why would you dump out your ashes in a place where they're looking, and at the haunted mansion of all places?
Right.
The Space Mountain part doesn't make sense to me.
What do you mean?
Which
Haunted
Space
Mansion
Mountain?
makes. Well, didn't somebody say that they dumped ashes at Space Mountain, or did I mishear? Or am I misremembering?
I think it's more
Haunted Mansion or Pirate.
or pirates. Pirates is easier, I think, because they're not always
In the
looking for
water?
it, and you put it in the water. Right? Where would you, if you were going to dump ashes, where would you put them?
If
Epcot.
my ashes
A
were to
library.
You put them in the library.
I would be on the
Yeah.
people mover.
Oh wait, I thought you meant.
I love that
anywhere.
you're like, let me just sprinkle them on other people as I'm rolling around.
And the people
park.
mover.
Where would you put them that safe that nobody would be able to remove them?
We're at the park because I was just.
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah, like, are you just putting them in the grass?
It'd be cool to be in Space Mountain.
It's
It would be-
actually
It would be difficult to find them in space, and clean them up in Space Mountain. But they
I
could
mean,
survive.
also like depending on how you're doing this,
Yeah.
right? Like it just might.
Well, we're gonna be
end up on the
discreet.
person behind you. Oh, no.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Oh
what's
my
that
God,
kind of
Jesus.
thing?
Right.
But yeah, like you want to be discreet. You want them to land where you're intending them to be.
No, that's fucking creepy.
Well, yeah, it's creepy, but people spread ashes all the time. People spread ashes like at football stadiums and on cruises across the ocean and all sorts of different places, right? They put ashes and they embed them in things. They do all sorts
Were
of stuff.
you the one who told us that you can actually put a casket in the ocean?
That was your parents.
No, that
Like,
wasn't me.
yeah,
Like
you
light
could
it
be
on
you
fire.
can be buried at sea. Like you have to coordinate with the city.
Hmm.
You have to drill holes in your casket, and it has to be filled with 30 pounds of sand
Oh Jesus.
at the feet.
So you sink.
And
I, mean,
yeah,
I
so
think
the
it might be
women-
more than 30 pounds to be honest, but we can say
No.
30.
You gotta put some
90?
sort of ballast in there.
I don't know.
What was
I
that?
don't. I forgot how much it was. At this
And
Who's
point.
then
trying-
you can
who's
put
trying to
your
get-
casket in the ocean.
Are you trying to get buried at sea? Who's trying to get buried at sea?
I would like a Viking funeral.
Ooh.
What's that? Like you just get lit up?
Yeah.
Yeah, and on the boat in the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, by Christmas lights.
Yeah. Ooh. How do you want to be? What do you want to happen to you, Natalie, when you check out?
I really. I'm down. I'm down for. Yeah, I'm down. I'm down for the ocean thing, but not the body. I'm down for my ashes in the ocean.
You want to put your ashes in the ocean? That's where you're at.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
And so
But I
January
don't
was-
want. But I don't want anybody to look through like the legalities. I want it to be really hush hush.
like just don't say anything. Take you to Puerto Rico,
nobody's
drop you in a
business.
waterfall.
And if it could be spread like throughout different
Mhm.
oceans and different, that'd be cool. I
Oh,
think.
split you up. So like you got to go on different missions to all corners of the earth.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to work on that expedition. Babe, you
Yeah.
have to make an itinerary. My
got
dad
you.
makes an itinerary.
You gotta like what you got to do is you got to go back to the zip line, and halfway through you got to pull the ripcord, and they'll be like, "Did she fart?" Nah, that's Natalie. It's just like poof.
Oh
I love
my
that. I love
God.
that. Ashley, what do you want to have happen to you?
I want to be a tree.
You want to be a tree?
A tree.
I think. Yeah, I think.
Plant a tree.
How are you gonna? What's your method for being a tree?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't gone. through that
Have you seen Mad Max Furiosa?
I have. How did that? Like, what are we? Like, what am I missing in that?
Like what's at the end where they talk about how they planted the
The tree. I see. I think the two methods here, Ashley, are that you are in a pod and a tree grows from the pod from your remains, or that you're cremated and your ashes are mixed in with soil.
I don't know how it. So I feel like cremation is the responsible thing to do because of space and time and like the space of the earth, right? Like how
Mhm.
much room there is for everybody dying and whatnot. But man, that sounds really awful. Like, what if your brain doesn't shut down when you die immediately? Like, what if there's a gap?
Well, what kind of gap? They give you a few days. They pump out all your fluids. Here's the thing. If I want to live on, if you can't destroy energy, like energy just exists, and I want my energy to live on, the last thing I want to do is be cremated then, because all your energy would just be turned into heat, which would then just evaporate into space, and you would just float off through the atmosphere and be gone forever. But if you get buried without a casket, and then your energy goes back into the ground, and other things live off of you, and your energy goes on to help other life forces become more sustainable, then that's a way of living on.
great legacy?
Better than looking like a fart from a zipline. That's all I'm saying.
Wow, that was.
Wow, like we're comparing here.
And he's the one who made me the fart.
I
didn't
know,
know.
right?
I just want to know what assignment I get for spreading Natalie. That's how we got to slow
What
that
about
down.
from a plane?
From a plane? Like I got to
From
go
a
up in a
plane?
plane? How am I going to get it out the window? I'm going to get arrested?
You have to like hire a private.
Like a skywriter? Oh, no.
Um,
We were at Hollywood. Where were we at? Hollywood Studios this weekend when we were leaving the park, and the Gaza plane was flying overhead. It was like,
what did it say?
when Gaza is under attack, something like that. And it was just like, I was under the impression that the airspace around Disney World was protected and you
It
can't
is.
fly
It is.
over it.
Wow,
This
he
guy-
snuck through.
Yeah, he was right over top of the gates, over by the Skyliner.
So
I mean, they
it-
tell
like,
you you're not allowed to, but like people just do it.
Right. And then whether you decide to do it. And it's not like somebody can just turn the corner and get out of here. We actually, January got me a private flight once. And we went up and he requested, he wanted to take us like over Disney. And he explained that it was, the rules. And he asked for, you can ask for permission and they'll grant it to you if, I guess they're in a good mood or whatever the conditions may be. But he asked and they shut it down. We didn't get to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you can fly over Universal all you want.
I
You know what? When you go on the Carousel of Progress, do you think that looks like Walt at all? Or is that a representation of Walt at all?
The main guy?
Yeah.
I felt like it's an impression, yeah.
Yeah. That's what I thought. So I was like, why are people so upset about and that's just
Having
going
an
back to
animatronic of him, right?
yeah.
I don't know.
Is it because they're just outright saying it now? Like, hey, this is designed to be Walt. This is going to be a very detailed representation of Walt. And now
Maybe.
we could start the urban legend like that is they used his brain matter to power it.
Yes, that's great.
You heard it here first. Walt Disney's brain matter is what is powering the new
The
animatronic.
animatronic.
Yeah. Yeah. They put a piece of him in it.
I want to
Wild.
see those where they do the, what is it called?
Nobody knows. Like the look on Natalie's face. Natalie's just like, I have no
The
idea what this is doing.
the projections of people.
Holograms.
Holograms. Thank you. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. I
I feel
try.
so old. The projector.
The overhead projector.
I know, overhead
Do like
projector.
from school with the transparencies. And then,
Show a picture to a kid these days and ask them what that is.
bro, they don't even. The worst part about kids is get them to sing the Mickey. We've gone over this before, right? But get them to sing the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse song. Get your nephew to.
I'm going to be
sing
honest.
the
I don't
Mickey
even
Mouse
know
Clubhouse.
that song.
How would you? Do you know the Mickey Mouse song at all?
No.
MICKEYMOUSE. Right. That's how somebody around my age might sing it.
Uh-huh.
But the younger audience sings MICKEYMOUSE.
Yeah.
It's
That reminds me
generational.
when they changed the alphabet song.
I heard they changed it. Speaking of letters, you know what really pisses me off about the Disney World logo?
That the D
Urban
looks like a
Legend?
W.
The D looks like a G. What do you mean
Oh,
a
that's
W?
what I meant. Sorry.
It's like that's a weird ass W you're looking at.
Is it
Like-
like old English looking?
The Disney logo?
That
looks-
used to bother
Is
me.
this the old Disney logo or the new?
No,
Disney
it's how they signed it. It's the big ass G looking D.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, why
Okay.
has nobody brought this to anyone's attention before? Like, why is there a big ass G looking D at the front? That bugs the heck out of me. Just bit my tongue there a little bit. Dialed it back. Yeah, every time I look at it, I see Disney, and I don't understand how that's a D. And it looks like
it's inspired by a stylized version of Walt's autograph and is a key element in the brand.
oh well, they should change it. Because
They're not
it's
even
just,
teaching cursive anymore.
can you write in cursive?
I can't write in cursive.
Okay, Ashley, can you write in
You
cursive?
know,
Cursive is insane.
Yeah, cursive. Writing in cursive is difficult. I mean, I could probably still do it, but I feel like there's a bit of artistic license when writing in cursive. You know, you don't always have to follow the guidelines. Hence the G looking
backwards
D.
G.
Just do what you
Yeah.
want.
It
Yeah.
says that the Disney logo makes use of the golden ratio 3 times within the D.
I see it. I definitely see it.
I love
Have
it.
you heard about the plane? Where did he go? The plane in the Jungle Cruise is the same plane in Casablanca. The
I
wrecked plane.
didn't. I have not heard that.
I've never seen Casablanca.
Well, it is from 1942,
The movie or the plane?
the movie. And the plane in the movie would have been from then, too.
Interesting.
It is
What's
not
the-
true, though.
It's not true.
That's what makes it an urban legend. Did you know? I found this out the other day. This is not an urban legend, but there was once a saltwater pool. I can't remember if it was at Disney World or Disneyland, but one of the parks, one of the water arrangements, you could go to a booth and get like flippers and a snorkel and snorkel with like actual sea life. And now there's like they just filled it in with sand, and it's now like beach space.
That reminds me of the water park. They used to have like a little circling feature.
That's probably we're probably talking about the same thing.
I found out more about the one-way rider.
Castaway
Ooh.
Cay at Lighthouse Point.
It's the decapitated ghost on Space Mountain. A ghost named Mr. One Way supposedly haunts Disneyland Space Mountain. He's
Oh, you're
described
right.
as a man with red hair and a red face who rides the coaster with single riders and then vanishes.
Into space.
Oh man, that's scary. That's a dark ride.
Yeah.
Ew!
Well, you
To
won't know.
be in the dark with the ghost.
He looks realistic. You wouldn't know until you're done.
God. Yes, I would need to know when I'm done, not while it's happening.
Yeah, he's clearly not sitting next to you being like, I'm a ghost. Boo.
Mr. One Way.
How do we feel about the main urban legends here where
They're all pretty gross.
they all center around death? There's been a few. Do we have any like Hollywood Tower of Terror?
I feel like maybe, but no.
Has anyone lost their life at Animal Kingdom?
It's like eaten by a tiger.
Something like
That's that
that.
one.
The
What would you-
bathrooms have doors on there for like escaped animals, right? Like if there's like an outbreak or like a jailbreak for
What are
the
you
animals,
talking
you can go into the bathrooms and close the doors. You only park with doors in the bathrooms.
Interesting.
What?
At Animal Kingdom, they have doors on their bathrooms, but none of the other parks.
Now I
have doors.
have to look and pay attention.
And they say it's because in case like animals get out, there's a place for you to retreat to and be safe.
Right, because in all the other parks, it's
I mean,
just
this- It's going to be
Like
like
a
a
hallway.
Titanic situation,
Yeah.
though. There's not enough bathrooms to support the people if animals get out.
Well, only the strong survive. You just got to kneecap somebody and call
oh
them
my gosh.
bait. You'll be fine. You can walk out then. What do we know about Animal Kingdom's history with like the imaginary ant creatures like unicorns and dragons? Like it's part of the park layout.
I haven't heard.
When you so I know there are like when you go into the park, there's representations of different animal types, and one of them is dragons. So like mythical creatures was supposed to be a thing there, and they just never got it done.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, like the whole world is already make believe.
Yeah, but like for the most part, it's like very
I mean, Kevin's a mythical creature.
So is Pandora, blue cat people.
That's true.
But like they were supposed to have at first there wasn't a whole bunch of IP there either, right? And then there was like It's a Bug Life dinosaur. What is the one on the mountain over there?
Tiana?
No, with the Yeti.
Oh,
Mount Everest.
Everest.
Yeah. So those aren't really like they're not really IP themed, right? They're pretty generalized, and they've just kind of themed out those lands, which I'm all for. I think you go to a theme park to be themed, right? Theme the hell out of me. Put your themes all up in me. I don't care, right? I mean, you go for the immersive experience, right? I wish that I could have gone to the Star Wars hotel.
Oh yeah.
That would have been amazing.
Yeah.
I think that's what attracts me to like some of the LARPing stuff, or or bounding at the parks.
I don't think it lasts Star Wars, not even 5 years or something like that. Something like
No, they could
ridiculously
put
low, right?
barely one if it made it through. It was like it opened and closed like so quickly. Didn't even have a chance. It just wasn't cost effective. It's like $5,000 for 2 nights, 3 nights for like a space cruise. People pay for a lot of stuff like that.
I mean, not enough for them to stay open.
No, I mean it was like there was a lot of things that got out that went sideways. So you would drive up to like a spaceport and you'd load up in a queue and a door would open. You'd line up, you'd get into a van, like a space shuttle. Then and they would just drive you around the circles in a parking lot and then take you to like a show building and offload you. But like people would see like the U-Haul van that you were driving around in, and they would just like ruin your experience by like honking at it or like, it's like,
Wow.
oh yeah, I'm in a van, kind of thing. But that's a cruise I would do because you don't go anywhere. But you can get you can go to Batu and go into the park. That's one of the things you can do there. Shop around Batu, which, hot take. I'm gonna be honest here. I think Star Tours is a better ride than Smugglers Run.
Smugglers Run is the one we did together,
Yeah, that's the one we did as a group plus one.
right? He wanted to hang out with us so bad.
Oh my God, he wished he was with us the rest of the day.
It was the best part of his vacation for
It-
sure.
Oh my god! Yeah,
For
he was
sure.
like, Americans are silly.
Yeah.
Silly goose.
Do we know his name?
No.
Did we take our picture with him?
No.
No.
I thought we did. We didn't. Dang, that would have been cool. Like his friends would have been like, "Who are they?" And I'd be like, "Those are my space cowboys."
There's no
Space
proof of that
Cowboys.
interaction.
I definitely wish we had proof of that interaction for sure. Especially since we ruined their count system.
Bro, let me tell you what a
It was-
picture.
It
Who
was.
knew? Who knew that they were going to do that? You didn't know they were keeping track of the ride that way.
I didn't know.
I
But
know.
what was I
Push-
saying?
Don't push those buttons. What were you saying, Ash?
I was going to tell them what a picture whore you've been since you got the Magic Maker picture thing, whatever it's called.
It's fun. When it's free, it's fun.
It's not free.
Well, it's
Oh,
free.
yeah.
It's free now. I'm trying to get my money's worth out of it.
After the initial cost.
Yeah, line up, take my picture. When he didn't give me that basket of oranges to hold, I wanted to be like, "Fuck you, dude." Give me that
You could probably have asked, and he would have
Magic
given it to you.
ruined.
magic
Oh my
ruins. Yeah,
God.
I noticed they like do some add-ons too. Like we took our picture on Main Street, USA, and then like later on, it's like Mickey holding us up with his hand, and a photo of us with Mickey being held in the palm of Mickey's hand. We definitely like gave her like pretend you're freezing, and then like somewhere off in the background is Olaf, but it's like way it doesn't make sense. Like the continuity of the photo is wrong. It's
They're
like,
trying.
yeah, but it's cool. It's cool. We went to the butterfly garden. I did not kill any butterflies. Let the beards know. Yeah. Did you guys get your magnet yet?
No.
Mm.
You know, it's funny. We were there at the resort, and that's all we did. We just stayed at the resort.
That sounds so nice.
Do we have any resort-oriented urban legends?
Ooh.
I have some international ones.
Ooh, let's hear that.
Yeah. I mean, what's going on with those?
So Tokyo Disneyland has cursed construction.
Oh.
So Tokyo Disneyland was built on sacred burial grounds, and
Mm.
strange accidents happened during construction.
We never learn.
Oh my
Some
gosh.
say the park is spiritually unsettled.
Oh.
Poor
That's
Disney.
terrifying.
It is very terrifying. Like you don't want to get on a ride with a ghost, but spiritually unsettled.
That's not like
The-
those are angry ghosts.
Yeah.
The belief stems from local Shinto and Buddhist burial site taboos.
That's wild.
But they say similar rumors exist for many large Japanese construction projects.
So,
Well, I mean, it's small, right? Like it's an island, so it's
so
got
they
to
have
be.
things just to bury people? Or is
Correct.
They have
Yeah.
Hong
Bury 'em.
Kong Disneyland. Hong Kong Disneyland is designed to appease spirits, including no sharp corners and
Mm.
careful feng shui to keep hungry ghosts away.
Not
That
be
makes
careful feng shui.
I didn't know that sharp corners was a thing that you had to look out for.
For a ghost or for a spirit?
Yeah.
I mean, but it's thoughtful of them.
No sharp corners. That's wild to me. Like,
So it's mostly true. Disney consulted feng shui experts to align the park's entrance and pathways. The number 8 is used often, and the opening date was chosen for good luck.
what was the opening date? 8808.
Oh, and let's see, Hong Kong opening, Disneyland Hong Kong opening date, September 12th, 2005.
That's interesting that they were like, that's the luckiest day we could open, and we want to make a whole bunch of money, so let's use that day.
We have a mutual connection that's going to Disney Tokyo,
Yes, we
And-
do.
where Jonathan was like, "You need to ask her to bring me back some pennies," and I was like, well,
Oh,
"Fuck, you're right. I do need to."
Like,
ask her.
Oh,
I,
yeah.
I'm sure
such
the
an
only-
easy ask too, you know.
the only side thing is like, I'm assuming that they have like some sort of pressed coin, but it's probably not penny.
Right.
But I imagine it would just be like the equivalent of like a copper
But still,
blank.
like, how cool is that? Like, if she's able to bring something back like that.
That'd be
I
dope.
imagine. Yeah, I imagine.
What
I
is
mean,
it?
they
We
have
don't do
them-
pennies here. We do quarters. Just kidding.
I mean, they do quarters here
No.
too.
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, I'm only interested in the copper stuff. It just,
Oh, I didn't specify that part.
I mean, I wouldn't tell her no. It
Just
just
me.
looks nicer. Yeah, just you. I just tell you no. That's right. I'm trying to get this resin. I hope this still works when I'm done with it.
$45 down the drain.
Yeah.
Did you hear Cinderella Castle has a detention room?
A detention room?
Yeah, badly behaved kids are taken to a secret Disney jail
seems
inside
counterproductive.
Cinderella's castle.
Is that legit?
No.
No.
An
Okay.
urban legend, sir.
Urban legend. Sorry, my bad. I
They
forgot.
do have a security holding area, but not in the castle.
Interesting.
Oh, also, the Disney tunnels. That's, you know how, like,
I mean, there aren't there utilidors?
well, that's the thing. That's the utilidors exist, but that's not what, like, the legends say. Like, they were supposed tunnels that to an extent that it's not what how they're
Like
used. Or
catacombs?
yeah. And there was one I saw that supposedly there's a tunnel that goes, like, from the parking lot to like Tom Sawyer Island or something.
Oh, wild.
Wild.
Are there
Okay.
Are there like? Go ahead.
What's your everybody by the end of this episode has to make up their urban legend. What would it be? So simmer on that.
Oh.
Well,
what's
let me
a-
tell you this other one.
Ooh.
Hit me.
Walt Disney was a secret FBI informant.
He was like. He has a bit of a checkered past, and he definitely made some accusations about people and communism during that time.
Yes, so he was a special informant and shared names of suspected communists in the entertainment industry.
But that's factual, as far as less urban legendy, more factually based. He was a dick. He didn't. I mean, like everybody, he wasn't the storybook character that everybody made him out to be, right? I mean,
I know my urban legend.
he didn't like one of the urban legends is that the 2-finger point
Uh-huh.
is just that's him smoking a cigarette, and they would just edit out the cigarette.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
That's crazy.
Okay, I see it.
I don't think it's factual at all. I think,
The 50s, the 60s were crazy.
yeah, definitely. What's your urban legend? What are you making up?
So sometimes when you're on the Pirates of the Caribbean, you know the section where Johnny Depp is?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes he'll come into the park and he'll stand in.
Mm-hmm.
So
Does he
he's
do
not
that?
an animatronic.
Does he do that?
No.
No.
That's my urban legend.
That's your
That's
urban
what you just
legend?
made up right now. Good
Oh.
job. Good job, community. You did so well that we got one. We got one.
Jonathan was sold.
My goodness. Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Okay, if I'm creating an urban legend, I would want it to be like extremely fanciful and believable, because that's the thing. Like, it's got to be believable too, right? Like, let's see. What's one of the oldest rides in the park?
It's Small World.
It's a Small World.
What's the one that's so our Space Mountain is modeled after the one that they do outdoors. What do they call it? The logs?
The Matterhorn.
The Matterhorn. I feel like that's one of the oldest ones.
So, like, oh yeah, there's probably some urban legend around like sticking your hands in the air.
Oh yes, there
on
is.
that.
There is. There was one that supposedly is like hit his hands. You know,
It just,
oh,
gone.
it's just so dark. I can't trust
Right?
doing it.
I don't trust it.
never-
I keep my hands down. I
Oh my
ain't gonna lie.
God.
If it were me, I would want it to be like something real controversial, right? Like I'm trying not to get too controversial. Let's avoid slave labor.
Oh
But-
man.
Yeah, right. But like you know, like somebody like, where was a place where somebody could die, but like we could start like the whole Tom Sawyer Island thing. We're gonna get arrested. We can't do that. Never mind. Maybe we'll keep it more lighthearted. What's like the horses on? Oh wait, there are no horses. Are there horses on the carousel?
Yeah, they're all horses.
Yeah. Well,
There's no other animal.
we could say that the horses, one of the horses, if you well, okay, here we go. If you can find on one of the carousel horses that survives is actually one of the original horses, hand-carved wooden horses from the childhood fair that Walt used to go to, and it still exists on this ride. And if you take your picture with it, they say that you can oftentimes see like a halo of light behind that rider, and that's supposed to be Walt. enjoying it with you.
Wow. I totally believe that shit. Which horse is it? I want my picture.
This is your made up. This is your made
I
up
love that we got each other. I love that we got each other.
I love it. I love it.
She's gonna go and look for that horse, Natalie. She's gonna look for that horse. She's gonna be stuck trying to ride every horse there now. Take my picture on this one. Is this the one?
Is it this one? And then we asked the employee, be like, "Hey, which horse is Walt gonna be in my picture on?"
And they're gonna be like, "I'm sorry." The magic of Disney is all around us.
Yeah, exactly. Have a magical day. My goodness. Ash, you got any urban legend that you can make up for us?
That there is a cult of worshippers of Dole Whip.
I mean, that's factual. Ash.
That's
not
real.
even like,
That's not.
yeah, that's legit.
It's actually they might have you rubbed out just for like talking about it.
I like that Natalie went mafia. on this. Yeah, do you remember that problem we had on that podcast? We ain't got that problem no more. We took care of that, boss.
It's such a cult that they won't change. Like, you know how normally things evolve, right? And that there are a multitude of flavors of things. Nope. The Dole Whip is just the Dole Whip forever. And occasionally they'll add a topping, but they will not change the recipe in any way, shape, or form. It's kind of like that bitch with the butterbeer.
Oh,
Not that bitch.
it's just but like a Dole Whip is Dole, not Disney.
Says who?
Dole.
You think Disney doesn't have any control over it?
Yeah, that's what. Why do you, it's other places?
Who owns Dole?
Dole.
yeah.
P&G?
That would probably. I bet you KKR.
KKR, not
It's like,
KKR.
well, if you don't work for KKR these days, who do you work for?
Oh, David
I don't
H.
care.
Murdoch.
Ooh,
He sold a 45 equity stake to Total Produce in 2021.
interesting.
Kansas City, Missouri.
I feel like Kansas. We're gonna go through Kansas City, Missouri.
That's
in a
where-
week and a half
You're doing it.
on our way there. It's towards the end of
American
the trip.
billionaire.
Yeah, it was the world's first Elon Musk. Oh my gosh, Natalie, you got an urban legend you wanna make up for us? Get fancy. Get a whole nother. Take us to a whole nother. The heat is on.
You weren't thinking about your own question?
Yeah, of course. I
Oh.
still wasn't ready. Everybody's went so fast. I was immersed in your legends. Disney legends. Disney DULs, if you will.
Yeah, I love it. Dolls. Like the Dole Whip.
I would mine would be like probably simple. Something like, oh, you don't have to worry about leaving for after hour events, just go through and ride the rides.
You heard about the kid who hid out in a bathroom and then got on to It's a Small World, and because it doesn't shut off, it just keeps going around and around, and they sing that song 24/7, and the kid got on it and he like fell off, and the next boat ran him over, and the next day they found him dead.
He's lying.
I'm totally lying. Although I think the song does go all day long. They don't shut that thing off.
No, too.
Do they?
Google
know?
Can you
that. I
imagine
think they leave
nobody
it
in the
on.
park and you just hear it faintly in the background?
Terrifying. Oh my god.
I'm pretty
Have
sure.
you heard that the
it goes-
dolls are haunted?
Yeah.
There's a haunted doll in Small
Yes.
World
That's why I don't play around in it. It's a small
that they
world.
move on their own, like
There's no
when
animatronics there.
they're supposed to be turned off.
Yeah.
They don't
Zero
make sense.
animatronics.
Terrifying. Oh
Yeah.
my god! Imagine all of them were
Oh my god.
Oh yeah. They just accidentally move
imbued with a child's spirit.
Oh my god.
from Peter
why?
Pan. From the Peter Pan, right across the
We
street is
just
Peter
keep
Pan.
going. We
So they
just
take
keep
the-
going.
The dead children's spirits that he's ferrying to Neverland are actually captured and placed into the nesting dolls known as the It's a Small World ride.
Oh my gosh.
hmm
It's so scary.
Yeah, everything's dark at Disney. We should probably note that this is for parody and fun. or-
Yeah, entertainment purposes.
Oh, what if it were like
legal
the
department.
only reason they have after hours events is so they could like
Collect more
pray.
souls.
Yeah.
Oh,
shit. They can prey on souls.
dang. Just
No,
feeding.
It's a
After
good
hours
urban
event.
legend, dude. You just figured it out.
Yeah, they
I don't even think you realized what you just made there.
Speaking of which, have you seen the updated Jack Skellington?
Jack
Oh
Skellington.
yeah, the mask is a lot better now.
Yeah, less egg shaped.
Yeah,
Okay, that's cute.
Yeah.
people are very happy.
Good job, Imagineers on that one for sure. Has Disney created any tech, like accidentally created tech that we use in our modern world now?
touch. I feel like Disney created touch. Like how you use your credit cards and it has a chip and you could just tap. I feel
RFID.
like Disney's been tapping for years before we
Disney getting your money.
for sure.
Yeah. So you think, is that your urban legend?
Disney invented tap.
Yeah.
No, I got
like
mine.
that.
Ashley got it. Shh. Good job.
Nice. All right. Is this a good place to wrap it up? Any final thoughts on it?
We finally saw the Beardies. They said thank you for their prize. They were the champions of
They were the champs.
yes, they were.
Something.
And
I forget what they
yeah.
were the champs of, but they were number one. They're number one in our heart.
yeah, good times. They can't wait to put it on the tree.
I can't wait to put up my tree too.
Oh, thank out.
Think out.
Think out.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the DANK Pod. Remember to like, follow, subscribe, and share wherever you listen. Send your feedback and questions to us at thedankpod@gmail.com. Join us next week when we chat about Disney collectibles. Until next time, stay dank.